What insane college experience made you realize that school isn't for you? I lost my V card on my official visit. It was tragic. I was a star basketball player in my high school. I made every all-conference team from freshman year on. You would think this would garner tons of attention from the ladies, but it was different at my school. There were only about 60 people in each grade, so there wasn't a large selection. On top of that, I went to school in the suburbs. There were about 10 black kids total in the high school, and most of them were recruited athletes. We dealt with a lot of undercover prejudice, and the girls for the most part just were not interested. In order to get to the level I played at, my schedule consisted of working out, eating, and going home. This was on repeat for 4 years. I didn't party or go out. I was focused on making my dreams a reality and putting my family in a better place. The summer before senior year of high school, a coach from a local mid-major offered me my third Division I scholarship. They had been recruiting me for the past 2 years, and they were high up on my list because I wanted to stay close to home if I could. I was ecstatic. But of course, I played it cool when the coach asked me if I would come down for an official visit. As soon as I stepped on campus, I had pretty much made up my mind that at the end of the visit I would commit to the school. The campus was beautiful. They put me up in a hotel a couple miles away from the main area. Coach set me up with a senior player on the team that would be my guide for the weekend and show me around the campus from a player perspective. His name was Joe. He gave me Joe's number and told me to reach out to him if I needed anything. I was watching Cartoon Network in the hotel room when I got a text from Joe telling me that he was outside the lobby. When I got downstairs, I saw a slender 6 feet 4 inches dude dressed in joggers, a hoodie, slides, and wearing sunglasses at night. I knew immediately that this was the guy. We introduced ourselves and he led me out to a Chevy Impala. In the backseat there were 2 girls. One was a brunette on the volleyball team who said her name was Morgan. The other one was a strikingly beautiful ginger with piercing blue eyes named Sophie. Joe asked if I'd wanted to visit a party that was happening at one of the frats, and I agreed. So we pulled off and headed toward campus. Other guys had told me that the purpose of the official visit was to make the campus seem like heaven on earth for the recruits. To show them the best possible time they could have so that they would commit on the spot. The prettiest girls. The best parties. All of that stuff. So, I wasn't oblivious to what Joe was trying to do. However, I was a bit socially awkward at the time. For most of the ride to the party I sat twiddling my fingers and looking out the window in silence. At one point, Joe looks over to me in the passenger seat and asks me if I like trains. The girls kind of giggled in the backseat. I got really nervous. When I was finally served, I was really impressed with some black and spicy chicken on skewers which I thought were really delicious, and when I asked who made these and what was put into the recipe, the hostess snapped so rudely, "If you don't like it you can leave, we didn't make this food just to feed you." I nearly choked, and I tried to speak up about how much I liked the chicken skewers, wanting to get the recipe so that I can make them at home. She interrupted me before I had the chance to respond, snapping, "Be quiet or leave." I was speechless and I started to fight back tears. Kira's husband quietly walked over and started to rub my shoulders and told me I loved the chocolate cake that you brought over. I then grabbed the bread maker still in the box unopened and I headed for the front door where my jacket was in the front closet. Kira yelled at me saying, "Put that back, it's not yours to take." I then turned around and yelled back, "Yes it is, I bought it and there's no way in hell I'm spending $250 in taxes on an appliance for someone who has been so rude to me," and I grabbed my jacket with my friend following me as she apologized and tried to calm me down as we headed for the door with Kira following me. As walked out and down the pathway to the sidewalk, the hostess yelled, "Don't you ever come back here again, you're not welcome in my home." I just turned and yelled back, "Fuck you and your home. I don't know how you managed to get such a nice man to marry a vile jerk like you, but I hope he gets to keep this house when he finally divorces you," and then I left with my friend who was on the verge of tears. I stopped attending the church we shared on Sunday but did keep in touch with my friend. I didn't know angry words were a prophecy of what was to come. Kira's husband divorced the jerk after 1 year of marriage on grounds that she was abusive and at times nearly violent, and she also had an affair with one of his co-workers who had been to his home on many occasions. The husband kept the house he designed and he wasn't required to pay any alimony to his ex-wife either. I hadn't kept in touch with him but saw the architect years later in a shopping mall with a beautiful pregnant wife and his 2 kids, and he was happy to see me again. I later learned from my friend that the ex-wife was divorced a second time and she had been charged and tossed in jail for a few months for domestic violence and felony abuse. She now works as a waitress in some hotel and has lost the right to see her only daughter. So, I guess it pays to be nice, and mean people lose a lot more in the end.